Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Psychology Point. This video is going to help class 12th students, and as you all know, I am Kavita Bedi, your psychology mentor, and welcome to this special video. Today we will be discussing the model topper answer sheet of psychology for the year 2023. This video is a part of my year-wise topper sheet series where we carefully look at how toppers write their answers, their presentation structure, and the keyword usage. As you all must have seen, yesterday I had posted the answer sheet of 2024. So let's start today with the 2023 sheet. Okay, so let's start with the objective part first, that is section A. And as I had told you yesterday, the way I wanted that the children should attempt the objective, the same way this student has done. She has written the correct option like B, and then whatever is the answer, that also she has written. So kindly note, in the previous paper, that was 24, which I had discussed, I had pointed out some points. Children, luck factor is also there when the correction is being done, and then comparison also. Suppose, like, if you would be seeing today's answer sheet, you will be finding all the things which I had suggested for the previous answer sheet. Okay, so let's proceed with the discussion of the questions. The first question in this paper is Vijay's parents are confused as to what subject should he choose in grade 11. To know where his strengths lie, the school counselor suggested that he take an aptitude test. What form of aptitude test do you think should be given to him? Come on, pause the video and think for the answer. The answer is generalized aptitude test. Okay, children, and if you need these question papers, you can just put your Gmail on in the comment section, and I will forward you these question papers which I am discussing. Okay, these are all very important board papers. So it's very important before the board examination to go through the board papers. And I hope yesterday also I had announced that the pattern has changed over the years. So you will have to go through that pattern. For that also, one video is already there. I had discussed the sample paper on my channel. So if you are not able to locate anything on my channel or anything, I'm there to help you out. You can call me on the number 9696153749. And I'll be clearing your doubts. I'll provide you with the links and everything. But now it is high time that all of you just start doing your work, as the examinations are approaching now, So let's not waste our time. And just one announcement in this video, last video, then we'll not be talking too much in the videos, and you can connect with me personally. So now, there are some people who are hostile, egocentric, and antisocial. They are said to be high on, as the child has written here, psychotism. Okay. Then the self that values family and social relationship is referred to as, there are two answers for this children, isn't it? Familial and relational self. So both are correct, and that's how the child has written option 3 and 4. Okay. Then some traits often get associated strongly with the name of the person and derive such identities as Gandhian or Hitlerian trait. Identify that trait. You all know cardinal trait. Okay, so this way you'll be able to revise when you listen to these questions. Some of the questions you will be knowing, some where you have doubt you can discuss. Okay, next is fifth question. There are certain statements and you have to tell which statement is true. So I'm just reading. It is the statements are related with coping with stress. Coping is a dynamic situation, a specific reaction to stress. It is a set of concrete responses to stressful situations or events that are intended to resolve the problem and reduce the stress. People who cope poorly with stress have high level of natural killer cell. Individuals show similarity in coping strategies that they use to deal with the stress situation. Now you have to tell which answer is correct. Only the third statement, that is which is not true. Okay. You have to tell which statement is not true. So, the third statement, people who cope poorly with stress have high level of natural killer cell. How can this be correct, isn't it, children, if you read it? And next is, Nina's work environment is highly stressful due to unrealistic expectations by the organization. She had been trying to balance her job as well as her home front. Since the last few months, she was not feeling well. So she went for a checkup and was diagnosed with high blood pressure. So according to general adaptation syndrome, that is GAS model, in which stage is Mina? Exhaustion stage, isn't it? No doubt. Okay, next, seventh question. Wasim is always brushing everything under the carpet and refuses to face the stressor or even accept it. So which kind of unhelpful habit is this? Not accepting also. Okay, so which kind of unhelpful habit is this? Avoidance. Okay, next is your question number 8. Which of the following statements is true, is or are true about diathesis stress model? In this you have to find out these statements which are true. There it was not true. Kindly read this. In this the children in a hurry, they are seen not reading the question properly and marking true and false. So please focus your attention there when you are solving. Kindly solve as many paper as possible if you are aiming for 100% marks in any subject. Okay. So, which of the following statements is true about the diathesis stress model? Presence of some biological aberration which may be inherited, or physiological disorder developed due to combination of psychological predisposition or stresses. Diathesis may carry vulnerability to develop psychological disorder, absence of pathogenic stressors that may lead to psychopathology. Now you can see the answer to question number 8 the child has written. First and third are true, isn't it? The presence of some biological aberration which are inherited, that is only the base of diathesis stress model, and Diathesis may carry vulnerability. If you are already, in your genes it is there, then it can be transferred to the children also. Okay, now some people are unable to prevent themselves from specific ideas or from repeatedly carrying out a set of actions that disrupt their daily functioning. Which disorder it is? What? Just let me know. This symptom is of which disorder? It's written also obsessive compulsive disorder. Okay, she is unable to prevent herself to think about any specific idea. Okay, next is Michael, a 10-year-old boy, was diagnosed with a disorder where he has difficulty in perceiving and processing information accurately and efficiently. This impacts his basic skills of reading, writing, and doing mathematics. So, he is suffering from which disorder? That is a specific learning disability. Okay, next you have an assertion reasoning question. According to cognitive therapy, childhood experiences provided by the family and society develop core schemas in the child, which include beliefs and action patterns in the individual. In this therapy, irrational beliefs mediate between antecedent and their events and their consequences. Both are correct. You know, it is talking about cognitive therapy. Okay, next is Ritik is undergoing a therapy where he is being taught to recognize bodily processes and the emotions that are being blocked out from his awareness. Which therapy? Gestalt therapy. Emotions being blocked about from his awareness. Now, self-awareness will be created through this therapy. Why is a behavior analysis conducted to overcome stress? Come on. The answer to this question is to find malfunctioning behavior, one thing, then to find the consequent operation of the adaptive behavior. Is it? No. To identify the antecedents of the faulty learning, right? To identify the factors that are maintaining the faulty learning. Okay, so if you will be having the question paper in front of you, then the first option, that is first, third, and fourth statement is true. Okay, that's why we conduct the behavioral analysis. Now, next again is a assertion reasoning question. And please listen. Cognitive consistency means that two components in an attitude system must be in opposite direction. So, if two elements are not logically in consonance with each other, it leads to distress in the individual. As you know, firstly I read the assertion, then I read the reason. So you just pause and speak the answer to yourself. Is the assertion true or the reason true? Reason is true, but assertion is false. That's how the child has written the answer D. All the answers in this are correct according to the marking scheme of 2023. Okay. Now, next is Ashwin's roommate at college, who belonged to a particular estate, was always rude and selfish towards him. Ashwin now does not befriend or employ people from his estate as he feels that they are impolite. This is the example of self-fulfilling proficiency. Kindly prepare this concept very nicely. I had uploaded the video particularly for all these concepts, kernel of truth, self-fulfilling proficiency, separately also. See children, this was yesterday also in the paper. So I'll be guiding you which type of questions are repeating, which type of concept. Now maybe if it is that next year when you sit and write the paper, maybe this is a 2-marker or maybe it is, but this topic is very, very important. Next is your, which one of the following is not a factor that lead to attitude change? They had given message characteristic, that is environmental characteristics is not, that's how it is correct. Then source characteristic, target characteristic, easy. Next is your 17th question. We all belong to different types of groups. Okay. Now what type of group will the armed forces be if you join? Naturally, it would be a primary and the formal group. Okay. So the answer would be, sorry, how could it be primary? Primary, secondary and the secondary and informal group. Formal group. Just a minute, children. 17, second and the third. How they have written. Second and third, yes. Secondary and formal. Okay. See, always remember like this so that if for a second, if you are getting confused, or when I was reading, I also got confused in this, but there should be no confusion in this. For primary, family, you will be remembering. For informal, family. Okay. Then secondary, school. Formal, school. Okay. Political parties. Then you will always remember 1 or 2 examples and then all are interrelated. Anyhow, next is again and assertion reasoning question. So let me read. Children from disadvantaged home, when adopted into families with higher socioeconomic status, exhibit a large increase in their intelligence score, right? Isn't it? Because environment also affects us, affects the intelligence. Environmental deprivation lowers intelligence, while rich nutrition, good family background, and quality of schooling increases intelligence. Yes. So both are true and reason is correct explanation of assertion. So this finishes your section A. Let's proceed to section B, but before I proceed, I think you must have subscribed my channel and liked this video till now. If not, please do it and please share it with your friends also. Okay, so next in section B, your first question is related to different type of aggressions. And you know, when some of the children came out in 2023 and told me, ma'am, this question is out of the syllabus, it is not. Actually, some of you might miss it because it is given under conduct disorder. Okay. Different types of aggression they're talking about. Plus, in your class 11th also, you have this description of different types of aggression. So the question is, Adil, a young man, shows aggressive actions that threaten or cause harm to the people or animals and indulge in serious rule violation. What are these symptoms indicative of? Mention two other aggressive behavior. So these are the symptoms which are the part of conduct disorder, and the child has written nicely. And Adil is showing the symptom of hostile and physical aggression. The other two aggressions are this verbal and verbal. Okay, so this is around 30 words, but yes, if you want, although the child has got, and you will be finding that this child's answers are more perfect than the answers which I discussed yesterday. So please learn, please see that how you have to present. This is good presentation. You have underlined also. See, three things you have underlined: conduct disorder, verbal aggression, proactive aggression. So examiner doesn't has to read anything, and seeing all this, she will be giving you marks. Okay, and you have explained also. So perfectly written. And if in any case, if you want, if your speech is good, you can explain these symptoms of hostile and physical aggression in just in 2-3 words. Okay. Otherwise, answer is perfect. Next is your 20th question. Now, 20th question is related to stress resistant personality. The question is like this: Ranjan has faced a lot of mishap in his life. However, he shows low level of illness despite high level of stress. What makes people like Ranjan resistant to stress? That is, they are talking about stress resistant personality. Very nicely presented, underlined, defined by Kobasa, the name of the psychologist also. Yesterday we were finding that the child has not mentioned the names of psychologists. Now the three C's make such people resistant to stress: commitment, control, and challenge. And then she has explained also, she or he, whosoever it is. Okay, so let's proceed to the next question. Now, this again, you see, this cognitive therapy is very, very important, and child has seen how nicely she has presented the answer. I'm very happy with this presentation, children. Please kindly learn this presentation. 2023 presentation, 24 presentation was, sorry, but not up to the mark. Maybe child has got 100, but it was not up to the mark according to me. Everyone has his or her own thinking. Now explain the cognitive distortion. So the child has explained this nicely, underlined everything very properly, written the example also: I am not loved, and that also she has underlined. It seems as if my student has written, this is how I am teaching my school students also, children. Okay, next is 22 question, which is talking about the attitude change, and she has written so nicely, drawn this you know is telling about different processes that are involved in attitude change: two-step concept, then POX triangle, cognitive dissonance. This is the way to explain. Next, then she has explained all this as it is asking you to explain two-step model by Mohisin. Okay, so very perfectly done. Next, 23rd question is a little very direct question, you have to explain the difference between in-group and out-group. That also you see, children, wherever table you can make, wherever flow charts you can make, I will suggest that this is the better way of presenting your answer. 2023 paper is the best paper till now. Okay, next let us see next 12. It is section C. Okay, it is talking about hierarchical model of intelligence. If you want, I'll just read the question for you. This is 24th question. Rian and Shireen are the siblings brought in the same environment. Rian knows all the formulas in maths and recall them as they are, but cannot solve them based on that formulas, whereas Shireen can use formulas to solve any kind of problem. Explain intelligence theory that is based on this. Okay, so the Rayan possesses level 1 intelligence where he is able to memorize the formula, and Shireen is displaying level 2 and theory is based on psychometric. Very good presentation. In this I'll be talking more on presentations. So you see this. Next you have this answer on psychological model. Okay. Next is your this explain any three psychological, it is a 3 marker, so 3 psychological models which help you to understand mental disorder. So the child has explained cognitive and then humanistic existential, and all underlined everything. You see self-actualization, personal growth, everything so nicely written, and her handwriting is also the matured handwriting. So happy to see this paper. Wasn't yesterday's paper, if it was okay. Next is your 26th question, which is talking about attitude change again. You know, not attitude, in which situation the attitude will change or not. Like the question says, an individual's attitude towards a particular topic may be contrary to his behavior. Will the attitude be reflected in the, you know, behavior or not? So here you have to discuss the Chinese couple study, and she has discussed it very nicely. I am, pretty confident that she has, means it is a girl who has written this paper till now, what my experience tells me. Okay, next, difference between group and team. So nicely presented. You all can learn as it is, and you can score and where you will be presenting the answer. Then pass model. This is only the way I am explaining the children, and this is the best way of writing the answer. Next, you have Carl Jung's question. All the questions are typical, different till now. In that paper, they were different. In this paper, they are different. Only self-fulfilling prophecy that I found the same. I discussed it yesterday only, so it is in my mind. Next, now this question also on life skill was there yesterday also. And you see this child has written it. The skills an individual needs to deal with effectively his environment are known as life skills. And then she has explained this to answer that girl also. Let me see if she has provided the conclusion. Okay, all this like that she has explained. Yes, yes. Okay, conclusion nahi hai, but still one-liner conclusion as I was talking about yesterday, you can write. Very well presented. Then this question was also there. Behavioral techniques. So you note down the important questions, topics which are repeated. So they will be repeating in your papers also. Very important question about the behavioral techniques. But yes, I could see, I'll not be able to go back now, but you will see that the child has started with the definition about the one-liner introduction on behavior therapy, which I was talking about in yesterday's video. Then also see how she has written the conclusion. I would use the former of the two ways, as ignoring the child's uh, unwanted behavior in this scenario may lead to harm. Next is your this is a 6 marker, so she has explained like that. And next is your this one, ego defense mechanism. Very important question, very nicely written. See, main word highlighted of each uh, defense mechanism. Next, you have it's a case study. So, based on the case study, the differences between intellectual deficiency and autistic disorder, autism spectrum disorder, then who has talked about the bodies, DSM-4 and ICD. DSM-5 is the latest, ICD-10 is the latest. Then some questions, there is a, if you will be reading the question paper, you will be finding that there is a case regarding the theory of this hierarchic theory of intelligence by Robert Sternberg. So based on that, you have 2-3 questions. Okay, so thank you for listening, and please do tell me if you as a student require something more from my side. You can contact me and I'll be surely uploading it on my channel as soon as possible. Okay, so best of luck. Keep preparing now. That's the high time. Till now, if you haven't subscribed, I think I deserve your subscription also, your like and share. You please share it with your friends if you are finding that my videos are helping you in any ways. Thank you so much.